imagine that most of you work hard for the money that you earn. So would you be okay with going to work, getting your paycheck, and then going to the courthouse and handing it over to someone that was just convicted of murder? Well, if you seem a little bit surprised that I'm asking you this question, you're actually doing this unwillingly. Or is it willingly? Well, according to research done by sociologist Matt DeLisi, every year in the United States, it costs us about $263 million to house murderers alone. They also estimate that each rape in the United States costs $448,532, and that's each rape by itself. This means that we as American citizens are paying for what these people are doing, and they get to just sit in prison. We're putting a roof over their head, and we're putting food in their stomachs when some of us are struggling to do this for ourselves. I personally don't want to work all day and then have to go support someone else that doesn't deserve to see the light of day. Within the next 8 to 10 minutes, I'm going to explain to you the pros of the death penalty, the practicality of the solution, and why it's unfair to let these people get away with their lives when their victims might not have been so lucky. So, why isn't it okay to let these people sit in prison? Supporting these people when their families are working, when their victims' families are out there working and they're paying for someone else that hurt their family. Each murder costs about $17 million, each murder by themselves. Us as taxpayers are paying $17 million for a person that went out and showed impiety for other people's rights. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, the death penalty has been around since the beginning of time. The first record of this was in Hammurabi's code, where it was written down, that's where an eye for an eye comes from. This may be hard to do, but put yourself in the shoes of the victims' families or the victims themselves. How could you stomach working, paying taxes, and knowing that's going to support the person that hurt your family the way that they did? Why should that person get away with their life when maybe your family member didn't get away with their life? I feel that the United States justice system and the American taxpayers need to realize that the death penalty should be implemented in all 50 states and around the world. Why are we paying and supporting for these people that molested children, raped people, or murdered someone? It doesn't make sense to me. So why aren't we giving the guilty person what they gave their victims? Capital punishment should be implemented in every homicide-related case, every rape case, and every case of child molestation that the person is proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are guilty. I agree that, yeah, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but I just don't get why they're sitting in prison. Why are we paying for them? People may argue that, giving them a lethal injection isn't going to show that killing people isn't okay. It just kind of is contradicted to them, killing someone for killing someone. But they obviously aren't learning from sitting in prison, so why are we going to sit there and support them for something that they did? Every day there are about 57 murders. Well, not every day, every hour there are 57 murders. That equals about 1,300 murders every single day, which equates to about 500,000 murders every single year. There are also 207,754 rapes every year. So us as American tax-paying citizens are paying that much money. So 17 million times 500,000 murders every single year. The U.S. right now is in an unfathomable amount of debt, and doing away with these people may not pull us up from where we're at, but it's a quick sinking ship, and I believe that every amount of money that should be saved, that can be saved, should be saved. This is shows how much money a lethal injection costs, and it's about $168 for the lethal injection rather than $17 million to spend on that person. Right now, 38 states in the U.S., the U.S. government and the United States military all recognize capital punishment as being okay. 12 states do not. The most recent to abolish capital punishment is New Mexico in 2009, Connecticut in 2012, and Maryland in 2013. So this is a map. The red shows the countries that recognize capital punishment, and the blue are the ones that did away with it. The practicality of this solution is actually much more practical than wasting money and throwing it away on some cold-blooded delinquent that showed no reserve for anyone else. You may ask yourself, is killing someone for doing something horrible like this, is it practical? And I'm going to tell you, yes, it is practical. I don't believe people convicted of petty crimes such as robbery, drunk driving, petty things like that, they shouldn't be killed for what they did. They need to help. They need to be taught what's right and what's wrong. But I do not believe that innocent people should be paying for someone that completely defiled someone else and didn't take regards to their rights at all. Why are we paying because some selfish person committed such an inexcusable crime? According to facts provided by Danya Joy in her 2012 article, it's legal to execute people guilty of treason, espionage, and murder. Do I believe that someone should be killed for treason and espionage? No, I really don't think that's a logical reason to kill someone. But murder, rape, and molesting little children that have no say, yes, I believe that they should be done away with. They showed impiety for other people's rights, so why are we supporting them? Why are we? People will say that, it's against their rights, they have the right to live. Well, I believe that they did away with their right to live when they did away with someone else's right to live. So John O'Sullivan is an attorney, and he asks, is capital punishment, incompatible with civilized society? And I'm going to say, no, it's not. If someone else can go kill someone that is completely innocent, then why are we supporting them? Why are we taking their right into account when they didn't take someone else's rights into account? As of right now, inmates spend about 178 months on average on death row, which that's about 14.8 years. Is this a bad thing? Some people argue yes, some people argue no, and I'm going to say yes and no. I do believe that people deserve a fair trial, they should be listened to, and they should be proven that they are guilty, because innocent people shouldn't be executed just because they were wrongfully convicted. Mike Bowers is a former Georgia attorney, and this is a quote from him. People are adamant that every avenue is exhausted to make sure that the condemned is not wrongfully convicted, which that means that people want to make sure that the person that is on death row is actually guilty, so we're not doing away with innocent American citizens and trying to prove them guilty, assuming that they're not even guilty for it. So let's take a step back and go over what we went over today. The death penalty is practical. I believe that we should not be paying for someone else that committed such a horrible crime. It's unfair to the victims and their families to have to pay taxes for other people that hurt their family the way that they did. And this picture is really little, but this man, his name is John Wayne Gacy, also known as Pogo the Clown. He killed 33 teenage boys under the age of 15. 26 of them were buried under his house, and he molested over half of them. So it's people like this that are sitting in prison, and we're supporting for what they did. We didn't do that. We are supporting for what they did. So after today, I hope that you as American citizens and taxpayers realize that we should not have to pay for this. That's their crime. That's not our crime.